All right. Welcome back to Illiterate Book Club. I'm Matt,
I'm John.
and today we have a little bit of news.
Breaking news.
Breaking. Da-da-da. Is
from
ESPN?
like last night or 2 days ago or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's
It was,
not breaking.
it was yesterday. So Variety reported first off that Robert Pattinson. It was almost like a foregone conclusion, a done deal that he has been cast for the new Batman. They said he was in final negotiations. But then, like 45 minutes after that, I'm going to mix these up. It's either like Deadline or the Hollywood Reporter. It said no. It is between him and Nicholas Hoult, the guy from known from X-Men and things like that. I think he knows who it is. But the guy known from X-Men
Who do you play on X-Men?
the Beast.
The Beast. The Young Beast.
The Young Beast. And he's also, Warm Bodies. He's been in quite a few things. He kind of grew up. Yeah. He kind of grew up on screen.
So we either have a vampire Batman or a zombie Batman.
Right. Yeah. Or like a werewolf looking.
Yeah. Or either way, I mean, it's, an undead Batman.
Okay, so what are your initial thoughts, and I'll give you my thoughts on that. He looks like he's not.
I'll have an opinion when I see this movie at this point. DC has lost most of its grace to me. I mean, it's made some up with Shazam and Aquaman and, of course, Wonder Woman, these individual movies, and with this Joaquin Phoenix Joker looks really interesting,
really
and with James Gunn doing the second Suicide Squad, there's like hope on the horizon, but they've hurt me. I've been hurt, and I'm
Matt
not
Reeves
quick
is
to get my
directing
hopes
this
up.
one.
Okay.
So he. I mean, I guess you probably knew that, but he directed like the Planet of the Apes type movies and all that, and he says he wants this to be like he said that, of course, in comic books, he's known as the world's greatest detective. He really wants to lead into the detective side of this.
And that'd be nice. I mean, we haven't really seen that side of Batman in any of the movies.
And he was supposed to get it written. Like, I remember the script was supposed to be delivered like over a year ago, and then it literally just got delivered. So it's like Warner Brothers have given him ample time to get everything that he needs. Right. So, I mean, who do you like? Who do you favor right now, just off the top? Would it be Pattinson or Nicholas Hoult? Or
honestly, I mean, they're both kind of those actors that they were in the kind of movies that I really didn't like have an opinion about early on, but they did good. I mean, they're both good actors,
right? And like a lot of people know just Robert Pattinson just straight up from Twilight, the Twilight guy, and that's kind of been like the what's been going around. But that being said, I haven't watched a lot of the movies because honestly, I don't watch much indie movies. But from everybody that I've been hearing about, he's supposedly been playing like tearing it up in all these indie movies and like, getting critical acclaim from everything.
Good actors,
and then Nicholas Holt's really good as well. I mean,
I guess the main question for me about this would be: is this going to be a Batman centric or a Bruce Wayne centric kind of thing?
Right. Yeah, I had a friend over Facebook actually talking about that he felt like Rob Pattinson's going to make a good Bruce Wayne, but he didn't know how he was going to be a good Batman.
Right. And I think that's the same with like back and forth with all the actors that have played Batman over the years.
Right.
I mean, they've either done really well at Bruce Wayne or really well at Batman, and there hasn't been a lot of those that have just done really well at both.
Right. And it's kind of interesting. I think that a lot of people, I guess, are looking at his physical, like they're both pretty small, slender dudes. So they would to think about like, okay, if it's going to be the comic book or the game representation or cartoon representation, you want to bulk him up. You want him to be like more like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I mean, even Ben Affleck bulked up.
Right, yeah, he's already a big dude. But that being said, I mean, the two Batmans before that, or there was multiple ones, we don't talk about those. But Christian Bale and Michael Keaton, the two other, good Batman
well, even
movies.
Val Kilmer had a decent.
We don't talk about those.
Yeah, I'm not saying the movie was
George
like
Clooney.
amazing.
Yeah,
it was just, but there was.
And George Clooney, Batman.
And George Clooney. I mean, George Clooney was obviously a Bruce Wayne.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't necessarily. I'm wondering if they could almost go like sleeker on the way, like almost like a Batman Beyond type style.
Well, and that goes to kind of the question we have about this: is this going to be a pre kind of deal where it's in the past, or is this actually
Yeah.
going to be picking up within the universe, the cinematic universe they've already created?
Right. I
In
mean,
that
it's just a
case,
retcon
if
things. Yeah.
if like if that is the case, and they aren't just doing like a James Bond switching the actors and pretending nothing happened kind of situation,
Yeah.
then they could easily play this within the lure of one of the proteges of Batman stepping into the role
Yeah.
at like Bruce Wayne's death kind of thing,
Right.
or Bruce Wayne stepping down, the Batman Beyond kind of scenario.
Oh yeah.
Kind of we talked about, or there's a number of scenarios.
I've heard though. I think this is supposed to be based in the past. Maybe.
Right,
I don't think anything's really nailed down yet that everybody knows. I mean,
and that's really my concern of it too. Is like, I wish you just stop backtracking. Like, I mean,
Right.
obviously we know Batman.
Yeah.
At this point, everyone knows the backstory of Batman, how he became Batman,
Yeah.
the sort of legendary character of Batman.
And that's one thing I think that, I mean, for all its flaws, I think Superman v Batman or Batman v Superman actually got that right just to jump right into the story. You had a little bit of pathos of like, okay, why is he having, why does he have this, hatred for Superman? You see that backstory, but you already just know, okay, this guy's Bruce Wayne. He lives in this universe.
Right. And I agree with you. I'd rather see
like,
that kind of thing where
Right.
just jump in and
Like Spider-Man
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
did the same thing.
patronize the
Right.
audience. We all know who this person is. You
Yeah.
don't need to retell the story.
Right.
I mean, unless you have like a really compelling story.
Right. And at least you tell the backstory of Martha. Unless you
how she got her name,
yes.
Martha.
Right.
Maybe the two Marthas were like neighbors or something at one point. Yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
Martha
okay.
really wasn't her name,
Oh.
and she was trying to escape like
Maybe
a
she was
compound.
maybe she was adopted.
No, she was trying to escape like a compound, right?
No, okay.
And so she comes to these like imperial type things, and they're like, "What's your name?" And she says, "I don't have a name." And the guy goes, "Martha. Martha's a good name."
Obviously, this is gold right here.
Yeah,
so
like
this is the next movie.
Like Han
Yeah,
Solo?
right.
Okay,
Like
I was
Han
making
Solo.
sure you got the reference.
Yeah. I guess
Because it was awful. Han Solo was his name, and that's stupid. Sorry. Anyways, back to Batman.
Little rant of the day there.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's okay.
Love you, Ron
Yeah.
Howard, but that sucked. That was a stupid idea.
I mean, he was going with what he
You
had.
don't have people? Solo. Sorry. Spoilers for Solo. I don't care.
I mean, that's been like a couple years
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Anyway, back to Batman.
Right.
Obviously, there's a lot to come. There's a lot to learn.
Right.
But between these two actors, I don't think you can go wrong. I mean, we were surprised a little bit with Ben Affleck. Like,
Yeah.
I was certainly surprised that the worst thing in Batman vs Superman was not Ben Affleck.
That's funny. 'Cause I think Ben Affleck has.
I mean,
Kevin Ways,
I appreciate that guy's acting. Like,
Right, right.
and the Kevin Smith tie-in, because I was like grew up with watching Kevin Smith and those movies, and then all the stuff Ben Affleck's done. He is undeniably a good actor.
Right. I just think that certain characters like Ben Affleck and people like, and even Rob Pattinson has almost a stigma because they were in big franchises, and Ben Affleck. I mean, Rob Pattinson was in a big, huge
Right.
franchise, and that's what he's known for. And Ben Affleck was known for being Ben Affleck.
Right.
with the
I mean,
whole
but you get
spectacle of
it's not
everything.
hard to look at just certain like Heath Ledger. I mean, everyone can
Right.
go back to Heath Ledger and say, look, no one expected him to be a good Joker.
Yeah, no one did.
And he was amazing.
yeah.
And like
So
there's all these actors who you just give them a chance.
Right.
That's what I would say. Give them
Yeah.
a chance. I don't think they would go wrong with either one. It's just, to me, it depends on what the story's going to go with.
Right. It's so funny because I didn't get your opinion on this. Like, I wanted to get it truly on camera. And, like, your opinion is pretty much exactly my opinion, that I think these are both really good actors and we should give them absolutely a chance. But I expected you to be, like, ranting and raving and hating it. And I was expecting to, like, have to do the counter argument.
Look, I don't
So I just
appreciate
had to
your
make-
judgment.
So I just had to, rant it. Freaking Han
No.
Solo!
No,
Han
if I'm
Solo.
gonna rant about anything, it's been how terrible DC's been in their movie making
That's true.
in a while. Look, they make great animated movies. Where are you going? You've been making movies since movies have been made, Warner Brothers. How are you screwing this up this badly? You have owned DC for longer than Disney has owned Marvel.
Yeah.
How has this not occurred to you before? To use the people who make the stories
Well,
to write your movies.
right. Well, I think that too is, I think you need somebody. I think you need some, like, definitely consultant, like a Kevin Feige is with Marvel. like somebody kind of a hierarchy.
Right.
If you're going to make that world,
it's obviously a group dynamic.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But like, I feel like Marvel, they found primarily directors, but who also loved the comic book industry.
And they exist.
Right, and they
obviously.
do. Now, I don't think you should just go out, and I think they've kind of made the mistakes before, just going and getting somebody who's a comic book writer to write that. No, it might not translate
right.
properly.
I'm not suggesting that it's like just, you write these comic books, now write the movie. But obviously there's a team. Like Marvel had a team saying, look, this is where we want to take the story.
Right.
And then you hand that story off to a script writer.
Yeah.
And then you get a director who cares about the content and telling the story in a way that's both innovative and meaningful on the screen, but also has some kind of tie and faithfulness to the background source.
Right. And I mean, I think, and you never even seen Justice League, and we're gonna make a commentary. It's gonna come.
I don't need to see it. I can already tell you.
We're gonna make a commentary.
It's awful.
And then I'll watch one of your
Resident
Evil ones. Oh God, please don't make me.
Come on.
Just kidding.
Hey, at least.
But that being said, I think kind of to go along with what you were saying, the Justice League shows that this was being made by a committee and not being left alone. And I think after Walter Hamada, who took over for the DC side of Warner Brothers, I think he's like left the directors alone up to this point, and I think you're starting to see the fruits of that labor.
And I think what Marvel and several, I mean, any good storyteller, like good stories are good stories,
right?
And that's hands down. Good movies are good movies.
Yeah.
And strong storytelling is universal still. And I know, like, it's one of those things, movies have so many hands on them that it's hard to tell at some point. But you got to be clued in somewhere along the line that you're either on the right track or you need to
You need to be watching
reassess.
The dailies. You need to have people who really know watching that.
And
I think there has to be give and take, because I think if sometimes you let the director just do anything and give them all the budget, then they go make up some
like
movie
Mario
like
Brothers.
Mother. Sorry, that have you seen Mother? It's supposed to be awful.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway, we're gonna stop rambling.
Yeah, go ahead. You close us out. I opened us.
Right. So either way, let us know in the comments below what you think about these two actors, or just anything revolving around how terrible DC has been doing lately,
and how terrible maybe we've been doing at our podcast.
Well, but even if you don't like us, subscribe and like
us.
Like us if you don't like us.
If you don't like us, make sure to like us. If you like us, make sure to like us.
And just like DC, as bad as we are, there's plenty of room for improvement.
We're out of here.